Hello friends and followers. So I was still messing around with this Paragon I today, this Ten Tec Paragon I, and I was trying to scan the 20-meter band to see if people were talking, and it didn't work right, and then the Paragon locked up. And when my RS232 program for band scanning locks up the Paragon, it corrupts it, and the memory is corrupted, and I got to hit the reset button here. So when you hit the reset button on the side here, then you have to reprogram in the time and the date and all the memories you had. So I had the memories part figured out, but I didn't have the time and date part figured out. So that finally got figured out. And the real difficulty with this is that when you program this radio for the date, it programs the date and increments it via a few things. First of all, the radio has to be in the date mode, so display must show date to set the date, and then you will press the set key here, or the shift key and the set key here, and then you will now increment up or down with these buttons. And so that's what you have to make the computer do, the program that's going to set the date. So when this thing is reset from 0 by pressing the button here and the whole radio gets reset, it starts off at November 20th. So then this button here would be November 20. So what I have to do then is look at this date and say, okay, if we're at June 6th, I want to decrement this down to 6. So the program figures that out and does it, and then hit the enter key. And then your date will be set. All right, and the time is a little simpler maybe. You want to move this to the time key and then set your time with a shift set, and then you can put the time in. Did it do it? Let's see, I do a shift, set, okay, shift, set, and now I can enter some kind of time. And then it is set. Okay. So what's the point of this? The point is that when I reset this thing, I don't want to enter the date and time. In fact, I don't want to enter the memories also. So I should probably load the memories. So in this program here then, I have these months in here as increments from November. So if say you're in January, which would be a 0 month, you'd go November, December. Is that correct? This would be a 0. December, January. Yeah, that's right. That'd be a 0. Or this index would be a 1. So when you hit, I'm sorry, when you hit January, you're going to be a 3. So this is going to be an index of 0 and 1, and January is a 1. So you're going to go November, December, January. So the 2 doesn't really do anything. And then the 4 would be December, January, February. Let's see. December, November, December, January, February. Yeah, so that's how that works. It's just a matter of how many times is this up button here pushed to get it into the correct month. So I always start off with November. If I really was going to do this smartly, I would figure out what month it's currently showing and increment it from that month. I haven't done it that smartly yet. So I should like check, say, okay, you want to set date, it's already set to June, it wouldn't do anything, but I'm just right now making this work so that when the radio bombs out and you hit the reset, you can set the date. So we're going to read the computer date here. We're getting date from the computer, split it up, get the month, and get the day. We'll split it and get the day and make an integer, and then we'll simply go in a range here of 1 to 3 and get the status. And oh, this part is actually then, this part is pressing the display button. So if we're in the date mode, we're good to go. But if we're not, we're going to press the display button here with a B. So B. The B function basically is like pressing this display button until we get to date. So that's what we're doing there. We get to date. All right. And then once we're in date, we will set the date. And so we'll go into a date set function with a shift, and this is the set key. And then here we're going to go and press from this months list up here. We'll look at this, and we'll figure out by indexing what month it is by the month here. So the current month is 6. We'll see how much to index that. So if it's 6, we'll go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from November, we'll go 8 clicks. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So I think it's 7 clicks. But anyway, it works. So I'm always off by 1 when I do it mentally. So anyway, we're going to click that, and that's that. So okay, and now we look at the day. If the day is greater than 20, we want to go up. And so my range here will go from 20, counting down to what day it is. That'll give us the right number of clicks. And the Y means click down. And sorry about the dogs. And if the day is greater than 20, we're going to click up. So this is the down key. This is the up key to set the date. The time was hard to set. So the time, we simply get the time here with a Python command to get the time in the hour. So suffice to say, this is the hour integer and minute integer. So it could be like 16:07 or something. And if this is, say, a 7, Python will make it a 7. It won't say 07. So we will add a 0 if the 0 is missing on that hour, or in the minute, we'll add a preceding 0. Okay, and now we're going to try to, now once we enter the time, we have to get the LED mode on the display into the time mode. So we're doing the same thing as date. We're going to run through here, and once the LED lit is the time LED, we're going to stop. So that is essentially pressing again the display key until you see time lit like that, then we stop. So we have to be in that mode to set our time. And if we aren't in time mode, we keep hitting the display key here until we enter the time mode. Once we're in time mode, then we're going to press this X, and that is going to be a shift command and set. And now we're simply going to grab the bytes from the hour and key them in, and do a flush and do a wait and do it slowly. And then we're going to put the bytes in for the minute, and that's it. We hit enter and we're done. I don't think I need this enter, and maybe I should take it out, but don't need it. So that sets the time. Now, you don't want to set time if the Paragon wasn't reset. So here, I want to check if the Paragon is reset. And what I noticed is, if the Paragon is reset and you get status, the date will be this weird date here after the Paragon is reset. And then after about a minute, okay, and then once you see this date, if this date is present, the time will be this weird time here because you haven't crossed a minute yet. So we'll look at this and see if the Paragon was reset, and if we don't see this, we'll take the time apart and see if we're like within 12 hours and 10 minutes or so. So I figure if this date is weird and we have 12 hours and less than 10 minutes passed, we'll set the date and time again, or else it's not going to get reset. So if I run this program now, I don't think it'll do anything. It'll just say the Paragon is fine because I haven't hit the reset, and this date here won't be true and the time won't be true, but let's see what it will do. So if I hit enter here to run the program, I don't think it's going to do anything. So it says Paragon 1 was not reset, so not setting time and date. And now I can do other things down here like scan the band and stuff like that. I just was trying to get time and date working here, so I didn't bother with that. And so let's say the Paragon was reset. We'd also want to set the memories up, I would think, right? So let's load the memories also. Let's call this function here, because if we get a reset, we want date and time and we want to load memories up. So let's set date and time, and then let's load the memories up. I hope this works. I haven't really tested this thing, but that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna reset the Paragon and see what happens. Okay, so that's been entered now. And if I run this again, it won't do anything because the Paragon wasn't reset. It says Paragon's not reset, so I'm not doing a thing. Now, we're gonna reset the Paragon, and the way you do that is you turn the power switch off and then hold the button down and turn the power on, and that resets it. So I'll put the phone down and try and do that with 2 hands here. Okay, there's the little button there. And will the phone stay there? Yes, it will. Paragon off. Put the pen in here. Paragon on. Okay, we got a good reset. And when the Paragon resets, it's always on this frequency here, and the time is always about there. Now, we're going to run this program, and it should say, my gosh, it was reset, so let's try it out. Okay, so now it's setting the time. June 7, which is not correct. The time is 16:08. No, it looks like it's already doing the memories. Looks like it was off by a day for the date, which means I must have broken something. No, it looks like I really goofed it up here. So I got it out of sync, that's for sure. So I never tested, see what can happen? So I never tested loading memories, and it looks like it got into a strange mode where the set time isn't right, and it just started screwing things up. So let me get rid of load memories here, and we'll just try and do the date and time, which I know works. So I think that extra enter needs to be taken out. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this thing is wild. If you don't get it right, it really can screw up the Paragon. If you put garbage into this thing, it really screws up the firmware. Screws up the RAM image, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna reset it once again, if I can here. And we'll try it again. All right, I got a good reset, like that. And now we're just gonna try and set the date and time. We're not gonna load the memories up, and let's do it. When I push this, it should start setting date and time. Okay, date looks good. 1955 looks good. So it did set the date and time now. I'm not sure why I couldn't load the memories, but say now I do want to load the memories. So it did set date and time. The program has run. I could call load memories now and load them up. I'm not sure why I couldn't do them both at one time, but let's go down here and just say, let's load the memories down here. See how that goes, because we won't do a reset here. So here we go. Run it now. And what's funny is it's kind of cycling on time, which it really shouldn't do. So that's weird. I'm going to stop it. And I'm kind of vexed. So I'm betting that I got everything in like in a tag mode, and I'm not setting up the tag. I thought I did that, but maybe I didn't do it programmatically. So I'm betting that if I would reset this thing again, and let's do that off camera here. So this is kind of a bad demo, right? Because it's not working right. But it's part of the development process. So now I've done a reset, and it will set date and time here. And I'm going to comment out load memories right here. Just comment that out. And now we're going to run the program again. It'll set date and time. That's the correct date. That's the correct time. And now it's all done. The program is stopped. So now if I call load memories and I put this thing into tag mode, because it wants the tag, so maybe that was it. It wasn't in tag mode, but I should throw it in tag mode anyway. So to fix that, I would probably want to do this. I would say what part of that program would put this thing in tag mode, and I was putting it into time mode and date mode here. So if I set time, this part here will get it into, this part here will set the LED to time. And so I would like to set this thing to tag for the setting memories mode. So if I go to set memories mode here, let's see where that went. Setting the memories, where did I put that? Setting the memories. Okay, load memories. Does this do anything with setting the... Probably doesn't. Sheesh. So this reads this thing, it sets the filters. Well, that's just crap, isn't it? So I didn't do that. So you see how you can get in trouble here if you don't think things through. So we can improve this by adding some code from the other functions that were written in the future. I wrote this function yesterday, and the ones today have some better code in them. So we can borrow that code, and we're gonna first of all make sure it's in tag mode. If it's not in tag mode, you saw we're in trouble. So we're gonna put it in tag mode, and we want to make sure it says tag. See how easy this is? Now you're a programmer too. Okay, now we're in tag mode, and then it will break, and if not, it will go in tag mode. So that should fix this thing up. And now I bet we can do the whole shebang. So let's go back down here to Paragon Reset, and we're gonna say load memories. That's something you wanna do. And we'll make sure that everything is settled down if we load memories. So this RS232 is not really proctored very well. It doesn't have any kind of X-on off. It doesn't have any RTS, DTS to hold off things. So we're just gonna say, when you load memories, you're going to, first of all, just do a sleep. Okay, now, and that's in the wrong, that's looking bad. I got caps lock on. Okay, so now we're gonna sleep. So long story short is now if we reset the Paragon, this whole shamuck thing here should work. So let's save it. And now we're gonna try to do a reset again on the Paragon. And I'm sorry about the long video, it's getting a little long here. I didn't set out to make a long video, but that's how it's going. And not the best narration or scripting, but... Okay, now we'll do a power off. Reset the Paragon. And it's reset. And for the third time or fourth time, we'll try and do a set date, set time, set memories after a full Paragon reset. So if all is well, it will sense that it was reset here. It'll say Paragon was reset. Set date, set time, load memories, and let's try it out. Okay, so here we go. Run the program right here. This is Eclipse, by the way, Eclipse editor. And then we're gonna go here and run it. So it's setting the date. It's correct. Set the time. Is the time right? Looks good. Now it should set memories. And it didn't do a thing. So I probably have an exit 0 in here somewhere. That killed it. So one of these must have an exit 0 because I was testing here. Let's see if I have an exit 0 in here. Load memories. So the last thing we do is set time. Set time. Set time. Is there an exit 0? No. There's not. So why didn't this thing load memories? Time.sleep. Oh, there's no, huh. You gotta put something in there or else it sleeps infinitely. Isn't that nice? All right, so I learned something there. So let's, and that's bad. It looks like it did some problems here. Okay, so it said sleep had nothing in it. All right, so let's do it again. And this video might be useful to put you to sleep at night, right? It's so boring, so. Good for sleeping. Reset. The Paragon is now reset. And we'll run the program once again. Here we go. There it goes. Set the date. Set the time. And now it should do the memories. It looks good so far. So this would get the Paragon back from reset to put everything back in at time, date, and memories. And then you can just use it again. I think the program that Ten Tec gave, the basic program, back in 1983, I think it did this, but I never tried it. Don't have it. Anyway. All right. All right, so that's it. We're now back from a full reset and the radio has been reprogrammed from a Python program. So now if I hit the memory tune and turn the volume up, we can see if the band is active. That's loud. Wow. That's an FT8 in 10 meters. That's really, really loud. There's something weird that went in there. Well, that didn't work right. So it looks like memory 1 got fouled up. There's memory 2. Memory 3, CHU. There's number 4. The band is like really hot right now. Man, everything's on fire right now. Wow. Craziness. I've never seen this thing so active, so must be a solar flare or something. Everything's fired up. Okay, so that's not so good. Even that's coming in. Was working too. So the band is really hot right now. And if that's the case, you should hear all sorts of people on here. And I was trying to make this thing so I could just scan through and not have to turn the dial. And that's where I kept blowing up the radio and causing it to need to get reset. So I'm still twirling this dial. And there's nobody on here, even though there's activity. There's FT8. That's pretty typical though. Let's keep spinning. Let's see if this band's active here. 18.1, enter. This band is very small, and people tend to all right, that's that. I think even 40 meters is hot right now. Let's see what's going on here. Anyway, that's my demo. How to bring back a Paragon after a reset using a Python program. I'm going to try and make the program available on GitHub. So you can search for Paragon Python. Ten Tec Paragon Python, and you'll find it, okay? On Google. Just look at GitHub. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.